Welcome to Piano for All, brought to you by Show House Academy. Gamalamu TKO, and I'm going to be your facilitator for today's lesson. All right, today sizofunda ngama-semitones nama-whole tones. Okay. What are whole tones? What are semitones? Basically, this is a unit of measurement. Yeah, distance with piano. As you move from one note to another, we need to be able to measure your distance. Okay. So a semitone, here's a definition of a semitone. Definition of semitone ihamba kanje ithi it's the smallest movement on the piano. Okay, as you move from one note to the one adjacent to it, next to it, umakhelwane. Whether uyehla noma uyanyuka, as long as we move from a note eli-1 uya kwelilandelayo elumakhelwane, that's a semitone movement. So we move from one note to another without skipping a note. So kwinote elinye uya kwelinye ungeqi, aweqi notes between, awukwenzi lokho. Yabo awusuki la uze la, usuka la uza la. Leyo nto ibizwa ngokuthi it's a semi-step movement or semitone movement. By the way, semi-step, semitone, half tone, half step, zonke lezo zinto zisho into eyi-one. Okay, the word semi means half, all right? So half step or semi-step, half tone, semitone, it all refers to the same thing, okay? So uzongizwa ngizowasebenzisa interchangeably, just so that you are not confused. So now, a half-step movement or semitone movement is the smallest movement on the piano as you move from one note to the next one without skipping a note. Ungeqi note, that's a semitone movement. All right. Now that that's out of the way, so again demonstrate what do I mean by that. Uma ngisuka la ku C ngiza la ku C sharp, that's a semitone movement because I'm moving from a note ngiya kwelinye and angeqanga notes in between the two. There is no note between the two of them. And then mengisuka la ku C sharp ngiya ku D, that's another semitone movement. And then mengisuka la ku D ngiya ku E flat, that's another semitone movement. Mengisuka ku E flat ngiya ku E, that's another semitone movement. All right? And then mengisuka la ku E ngiya ku F, what is it? Yiphi le? Kusayiyona semitone? Yes, the answer is yes. It's a semitone movement because I'm moving from one note to another note without skipping a note in between. As you can see, alikho note between these two, right? So kuyacaca ke manje ukuthi lento yama semitone movements ayinandaba nombala wama note. Whether inote limnyama noma limhlophe ayinandaba. Ithi nje yona uma ngisuke enotini ngaya kwelinye inote noma unganjani umbala walo. Uma nje ngisuke kwelilodwa ngaya kwelinye ngingeqanga lutho between the two, that's a semitone movement. Okay, asiqhubeke ke. Suka ku F ngiya ku F sharp, that's a semitone movement. F sharp to G, that's a semitone movement. G ngiya ku A flat or G sharp, kusayi semitone movement. Another semitone movement. Another semitone movement. Another semitone movement. And then mengisuka la ngiza la, it's another semitone movement. Right? So that's a semitone. Now let's move on to the whole tone. I-concept ye-whole tone ngeke ihamba kanje. I-whole tone yenziwa ama-semitone awu-2. So if you take two semitones, semitone 1, semitone 2, mawagroupa kanje, leyo ke sekuyini ke sekuyi-whole tone movement. All right? So 1 semitone, 2 semitone, that's a whole tone movement. So i-whole tone basically yakhiwa yini ama-semitone awu-2. Mekwenzeka kuba nenkinga yokudideka yokukhohlwa ukuthi iyini i-whole tone, ngizocela usebenzise kanjena ke. Mina ngeke ngicabange i-whole tone as a loaf of bread, okay? Njengoloaf wesinkwa ophelele. Uloaf wesinkwa ophelele wakhiwa yini? Half besinkwa abawu-2. All right? So if you take two halves of bread, you put them together, you get a whole bread. So two semitones put together, they give you a whole tone. 2 halves of bread, they give you a whole loaf of bread. So one semitone plus another semitone kuphuma ini a whole tone. Alright. Enye indlela yokubona i-whole tone ukuthi you move from one note to another note, kodwa ke you do it in skipping motion. Uskippa i-note ulende kwelilandelayo. That's a whole tone movement. Phinde usuke la uskiphe i-note ulende kwelilandelayo. That's a whole tone movement. Yayibona? Usuke kwi-note uskiphe i-note uze kwelilandelayo. That's a whole tone movement. Okay? Usuke kwi-note uye kwelilandelayo by skipping a note. That's a whole tone movement. Or mawuthanda ungayibuka kanje, 2 semitones. Mawusuka la, 1 semitone, 2 semitone. So mawusuka la uza la, it means it's a whole tone movement because it's made up of 2 semitones. Or you are moving from one note to another note and you are skipping one note in the middle. Alright? Then masuka la siza la, that's another whole tone movement. Because ngisuka kwi-note eli-1 ngiya kwelilandelayo and in between kune-note eli-1 elibahlukanisile. Alright? Or in other words, usuka kwi-note uhambe by 2 semitones. 1 semitone, 2 semitones. Alright? That's a whole tone. Alright? So ibalulekile ke lento, ibaluleke ngale le idea ama semitones and whole tones because once we start playing music kuzomela sikwazi ukukutshena ukuthi okay usuka from point A to point B uhamba kangakanani ukuze kuphume iculo. Uyayibona leyo into? For instance, okay, maybe let me not make an example for now because this might confuse you. So just know that, okay? All right. Okwamanje ke sizoyibeka lana and then I will see you in the next lesson la isobe sikhuluma khona ngama scales. Alright? Ngizonibona kwi lesson elandelayo. Bye for now.